Hi, it's your sis at Television 8, and welcome back to my channel. And if it's your very first time, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you decided to stop by. I hope you all are doing well, staying strong, keeping faith up, and hope alive because, boy, there is some craziness going on in our world right now, right? But in the midst of it all, find something to be grateful for and look for the beauty in things. That's so important. Just stay positive and stay up. And speaking of beauty, you guys know it's been a little bit since I've been up on camera with you all, and that's because the fam and I have been away on what they call holiday. And while away, I got to experience beauty. And of course, it involves a fragrance. Let me tell you about it. All right, so we are in a crowd, a large crowd. It's hundreds, if not thousands of people. And when you're in a big crowd like that, your primary focus is just keeping your immediate group together, right? But there was this woman that stood out to me. She was an older woman, but she was beautiful. She was just elegant, and you could tell she was a wealthy woman. Her hair, her makeup, her clothes, her shoes, everything you could tell was quite expensive. But it's not that kind of wealth that screams, look at me, I'm rich, look at all the brand names I'm wearing. It's the silent wealth that's powerful and just elegant. And the way she carried herself, it commanded respect. I think that she was probably the matriarch of her family because she kind of just stayed back and overseen everyone in her group. And everyone seemed to address her very respectfully and reverently. And all I could do was take all this in. Of course, I'm admiring her from afar and I'm thinking, I'll never see her again. We go on our way. Well, the next day, I see her again. And I'm just all but captivated. I'm like, look at her. She's beautiful. She's exquisite. She's just so tasteful. And so I get up the courage. I'm like, I have to tell her. And I encourage y'all, tell somebody if you see something that you admire in them. But, anyways, I make my way over to her. I get up the courage and I say, excuse me. And she leans in to hear me. And I said, I just had to tell you that you're such a beautiful woman. You're just elegant. Like you look like a star. You're so beautiful. And she very graciously said, that is so very kind of you. Like with a French accent. That was the cherry on top of the cake for me. All this beauty, all this elegance, and a French accent to boot. And she gives me this hug. And as we kind of part and we're walking away from each other, I catch her fragrance. And I turn back and I said, oh my gosh. I said, what are you wearing? I said, it smells gorgeous. And so then she said, oh, and she said, either it's, and forgive my accent, but she says, either it's Carolina Herrera or Iris Absolu. It's one of those. Like, I can't even duplicate her. I can't do her accent justice, but I'm just like starstruck. So I'm walking away and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And I can still smell her. And I'm like, she's just lovely. She's just absolutely lovely. So I could not get this woman out of my mind. I'm talking my family's head off about it. I'm like, she was just amazing. And even my husband, he goes, yeah, she was straight class. She was straight class. And, I'm thinking, I'll never see her again, right? Well, a couple days later, we're sitting down to a meal. We're grabbing brunch. And my husband says, there's your girl. And she's making her way over to me, y'all. And she comes over and she says, good morning, my friend. And then she looks at my family and says, and good morning to you. And good morning to you. And she says, the fragrance that I was wearing that day, it was the Iris Absolu by Belle. And she goes, Julia Roberts. And she's going on saying all this. And I said, yeah. She goes, this is for you. It's not much in there, but it's yours. And every time you spray it, just a little spray, think of our meeting. I am over the moon. I am like, oh my gosh, she's talking to me. She's talking to me. And I have her fragrance now. And oh my gosh, y'all, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm smiling like a goof ear to ear. Okay. I have the fragrance in my hand. I get up, I give her a big hug again, and we chat for a little bit. She goes on to tell me, y'all, that she is 74 years old. I'm like, stop it. When I tell you her makeup, she looks airbrushed. She doesn't look like she's had a bunch of plastic surgery. Mm-mm. She's she's impeccable. She is pristine. She is just God's glorious creature. That's all I know how to say. I wouldn't have put her out of her late 50s, honestly. But she was just so beautiful and so gracious and so humble. And she didn't talk a lot. Her name was Rochelle. I will never forget you, Miss Rochelle. I know she won't hear this video, but so of course, after that meeting, I'm talking my husband's head off about it. And he said, you want to smell like Miss Rochelle forever, don't you? And I'm like, I do. So he got it for me. He got it for me. And y'all, oh my goodness. Is this a gourmand? No. Is this out of my normal scent DNA wheelhouse? Yes. But I'm so grateful and so thankful to have this fragrance. I want to show you in the box too. The name is written in Braille. How thoughtful is that? How thoughtful is that to do that and helpful? But let me take this bottle out and just look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It is the La Vie Est Belle Iris Absolu. I don't know if you can see that. If I hadn't said it already, if I hadn't said the name, I'm just so excited. Isn't it beautiful? Let me tell you about the notes. All right. Okay. In this fragrance, we have iris, fig, black currant, and patchouli. But it's not just any iris. This is Noble Iris Pallida, and I hope I'm saying that right. And that's sourced in France. And the patchouli is sourced in Bali. And you guys, but I feel like I'm picking up more notes in there. I feel like I'm picking up a little bit of orange blossom and maybe some jasmine, but whatever it's in there, look at that, y'all. Oops, I'm sorry. There we go. And you don't need a lot, y'all. And don't get me wrong. Most of the fragrances that I cover on this channel, they are affordable fragrances. They're under $60. But I do have several designer fragrances back there. I've got the Chanel's and I have different designer fragrances. But this one, when I wear this one, you don't need too much. But I smell like the wealthiest, richest, demure woman in the world. Because fragrance is such an experience, right? It's such an experience. But the whole experience in itself, I will never forget her. And I'm so grateful to my hubby. Thank you for getting this fragrance for me, because I was just doing little sprigs to hold on to dear life. And I'll never let this one go. Sometimes people just put that kind of imprint or impact on you. And that was a blessing. That was just such a blessing to have that whole experience. And yeah, so I wanted to tell you about it. I have gone on and on, so I'm going to end it there. But I want to encourage you, build others up. See the beauty in things and in people. And if you see something beautiful, say something to them, because you never know. Her response to me lets me know that I had a positive impact on her. And we need a lot more beauty and sunshine and positivity in this world, right? So, but that's all for now. Thanks for hanging out with me. Continue to stay blessed. And remember, nobody loves you more than God. And nobody ever, ever, ever will. Bye.